It's your homie ATM.
It's your boy O.
And we are the Lingo, back with a lot of guests.
Yeah, heavy on the weed today.
Heavy on the weed today, part 2.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, definitely did.
Yeah, you definitely did.
I don't know. It's
good to know you're dependable.
Oh yeah.
You're using the same phrase a whole season later.
Listen, you love a nigga that's consistent.
Feel me?
I know that's right.
Do we?
I'm like, consistent how though? Like that matters.
Consistently lying. It's consistently.
Yeah, then at that point, I don't know.
I went to
I was under the influence when I made that statement.
No.
To what's the phrase? Double back on it.
Double back.
Isn't that like reaffirming it, or is
No,
that
double back.
Retract. Say retract.
Yeah, double down.
Double down is reaffirming.
Double down. I'm retracting.
Yeah, they feel like I retract my statement, and that means like act like you didn't say that, bitch.
Yeah. I be saying renege all the time. I be saying renege like I'm playing spades. I'm not gonna lie. I be saying renege a lot. You know, you reneging now? Whenever somebody take back their shit, like they take now, and be like, oh, you reneging now? You not standing on this shit? Alright, cool.
I would like to make an admission of guilt that I
admission of guilt.
I still don't know how to play spades.
I don't really.
Me either.
I'll
But like I feel like I grew up like Caribbean, so like
Yeah.
Me
Caribbean
too.
people play
I don't play dominoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My family don't even play dominoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What y'all doing block
Where's your
parties?
family from?
Trinidad.
Oh, me too. Go high five.
Duh.
That's
I
so
normally
pretty.
have
That's
my
why you're
money.
so pretty. Duh.
Stop
The
it,
fuck?
please.
It's a big TNT alliance.
No,
Yeah.
for
I
real.
normally have on my little necklace.
Oh yeah, you
though.
two again. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you
big
too.
TNT alliance. me and you on a lone island over here, I'm not gonna lie.
My fault, bro.
Jess, where you from? I don't think I ever.
Syracuse.
No, I'm like,
Nigga.
Syracuse, nigga.
You American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, like descendants. Like how long?
Oh, you mean like
How many generations back?
from
No,
the-
like
So like, just really quick, I want you to do an exercise for me, okay? So I was adopted by 2 white men. So how would I have a legacy in Syracuse?
You were adopted by 2 white men?
That's
They're
interesting.
gay. Oh.
Well, I assume that part.
Yeah,
Well,
no, yeah.
Not a great assumption, but that's the first thing that.
How am
came
I
to
gonna
mind.
have a legacy in Syracuse? No, I'm from New Orleans, and my family is Asian.
Okay.
There we go.
There.
See, I was gonna say you would be the main one out of all of us to get reparations if it ever came, but now.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah,
You're
no.
wow, I learned something new about you every day.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were adopted.
Yeah. 2 wonderful white men. Love them to death. One of them passed away, but other than that, you know, I appreciate that. But
Condolences.
not to bring the mood down.
Oh.
But yeah, no, great guys. I'm sure my dad will watch this and be like, "What the fuck were you doing on that?"
Providing
Make it
content.
proud.
Damn, so I'm the only African on the island?
No, I'm African.
Oh, you are half, yeah, you
my
are.
dad's Liberian.
Liberian.
So I feel like I be
Oh,
picking and choosing
African.
from all the
You be jacking
diasporas and shit.
You be jacking it?
When the time comes.
I be forgetting Nigerian.
Nah, 'cause
like,
I'm only half though. I'm only half.
Nah, your
though,
last
so
name
I'm
you
like
doing it for me. That's
Black
why I-
American and then Haitian.
Okay, you get reparations.
So I get like 50% reparations, you know. But I'll take it. I'll
That
take it
makes
over.
so
No
much
reparations.
money.
You be in
Right.
Nigerian and Trinidadian and it's just like
Double the fuckery.
that's I'm like no wonder, bitch. Like
Double the fuckery.
That don't make
Being
sense.
Trini and Trini.
No.
Being a double Trini,
I wish
a Trini
I
and a
was double Trini.
Tobago.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
It's a
I'm off from
special
Tobago.
brand.
Yeah.
My mom from Tobago, my dad from Trinidad. And honestly, going to Tobago and just seeing like the vibes, I'm
it's
like,
so nice.
yeah, it's beautiful. I'm like, y'all are smuts. Like everyone, like the dudes,
Your
like,
smuts is
Well,
like
I mean
crazy.
it's a beautiful island paradise. And it's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna do some work, drink some babash later, and fuck around.
not
Like,
babash. You wanna die?
yo, on the lowest key,
Highest?
my grandfather got it on lock in his low. I mean, I don't know. They didn't show me the distillery how they be doing it because that shit is big illegal. But
Oh yeah.
they be having for his birthday. They have like bottles of the shit. I'm just like, they're like, yeah, keep it low key. I'm like, keep 10 bottles low key, bro. What are we doing?
Honestly, you do not even need to drink that shit. Just open.
Yeah.
You're out. You're
The
done.
essence of it is enough. Like that shit gonna bring back
That shit
every
was
traumatic memory of drinking ever.
That's
You're
wild.
gonna be fine.
I fuck with that shit.
Yo, thank you, bro.
Where'd you get it?
Honestly,
I'm about to buy it.
I don't even remember.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
sorry,
y'all. I'm
I'm
gonna put
like-
my phone down after I order this food because the way
Are we gonna this episode just started going like
No,
this?
yeah.
It kind of it started this episode from nothing.
We have got no topics.
At least we got the intro out the way.
No,
It's
yeah.
like on time.
Oh, natural.
No, for real. Okay,
Right.
but boom, we have season.
Ooh.
Damn.
Chicken.
Nah, I got this, bro. I got this. All right, let's start with most recent. Season 6.
Just died.
Just died. Season
A couple seasons.
3, 4, and 5, I think.
Yeah, because no, the first one was in the
No,
car.
4. That was 4 part 1.
Yeah.
The car was what, season 3?
Was it 3? We had you. You were season 3.
Yeah. Because
For
I remember
sure.
it was Whipskies, yeah.
Yeah.
But was I ever on it before that? Like when y'all were, we were still back at school, or was
I
that-
don't
you
recall.
count that? I don't recall.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
But I don't recall. Anyway, multiple times. We'll just
Multiple
say that.
times.
Multiple
yeah.
times alumni.
Multiple. 4-time returning guest. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
And this episode, I feel like it started out as like money.
Damn, you not go. He on camera, bro.
I've been drinking this shit on Steve, bro.
He on camera with us, bro.
The audience is like, oh, who's
Let me
this
just
nigga?
chill.
And,
Lexington shit.
Season 5?
Yeah.
Season 5 guest, Malik English, resident housemate on the Lingo set. Yeah, Facts on Heavy on the Beat Part 2 for sure.
Yeah, I think it started off as, so Money's recording today.
Facts.
And, so doing more projects with Malik. And, Money was like, fuck it. Let's just have a recording day and a podcast day. Big recording day, you know what I'm saying? And invite some great friends. And we're just chilling.
Literally. I feel like if I like...
I'm
What
touched.
what have y'all been up to? I feel like we've been doing a lot. So like, what have y'all been up to since, last few episodes? I know we got 2 big grads in here.
Let's go, graduation. We love a degree.
Yeah.
2 big grads in the spot.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, huge congratulations, for real. Because
Did y'all go to SU?
No.
I did.
At some point.
Yeah, at some point.
What about you?
I went to college in Maine, y'all. I don't want to talk
But,
about
oh no, you already said that. You said that
Yeah.
because that's what you were talking about your job. I forgot.
It's okay.
no, it was weird that like we went from like not seeing each other from like middle school to like.
Yo, I talk
Australia.
about the us reconnecting all the time because that shit was so funny to me.
Yo.
Like I literally drove 10 hours. It was 10 hours to Rochester from Maine, and to see Tyler the Creator. And we were we had the concert was lit or whatever, but the day was just fucking awful. It was just niggas was taking wrong turns. We had to put the car on a ferry. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dead ass,
The
bro.
car on a ferry is
Yes.
walky, bro.
Love parade. Love parade.
I was like, what the fuck, bro? And I was like, no, I need to smoke. I need to smoke so badly. So I was like, how far is Syracuse from Rochester? Not that fucking far. And I was like, yeah, I literally DM'd you. I didn't even have your number, no Instagram, none of that shit. I DM'd this nigga because I was like, yeah, we went to middle school together. And you go to Syracuse? I was like, you got a bud, man?
You know what's the crazy part about that? He was in my room with me when that happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's like, hold on, I'm going to be right back.
That's
And
so
goes
funny.
downstairs. And I think I went with him. I was like, what did you just do? He was like, oh, I just dropped off weed to a garden in middle school. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what?
Yeah. Yo, shout out Uriel too.
Yeah,
I
for
know
sure,
that-
Uriel.
I know that was
for
a
real.
blessed pack.
No, it was because, and I was like, damn, I didn't have to send the bread. I just handed the bread to you. It was I was like, damn, there's no preparation. You literally just came through. You really held that shit down. I was like, God bless.
I understood the assignment, man.
No,
And that shit was really beautiful.
Held that
And,
shit the fuck down.
yeah, shout out your barbecue. We're just chilling with you in the flawless.
It's so weird because I never have like friends meet my family because I feel like I'm so different than my family and like they be mean. Like I'm mean, but like they're mean, like as fuck. And I was just like,
that's what I was telling her. Though. I was telling Kay, I was like, yo, like I feel like if you're not used to like Caribbean families, yeah, you would think any Caribbean family is rude as hell.
word.
But I feel like if you're used to Caribbean families, like for me, like I've been around enough Caribbean families as a person who's not Caribbean to know like what the rudeness is, where stushness is. Like I can see it, I know where it is. So it's like I didn't feel any of that from your family,
Okay, cool.
which is why I'm like,
Good.
nah, I don't think even on like a Caribbean standpoint, I don't think your family's mean. Like you know,
I feel
like
especially
yeah.
when the liquor start flowing too.
Yeah, everybody's nice. Everybody was just moving. Yeah,
Word. I think
yeah.
just happy
Your
I was
aunts,
out
your
this
mom,
bitch.
everybody made sure like niggas was fed and
Mhm.
ate, and I appreciate that.
You
Like,
got a
yeah.
West Indian.
God.
Oh shit.
Sorry,
I was saying,
I
not
was
one of
really
those.
confused. I thought it was an Amber Alert.
Same. First time I was like,
Oh my
Tandy
God.
Sour,
That's
okay.
They snatched somebody. Jesus Christ.
From Destiny USA.
That-
It's not far fetched.
Yeah, no, about that. That's
Oh.
literally not far fetched
But-
at all.
Were y'all in college when the dude brought the sawed off to Destiny?
Hmm?
It was a nigga who like showed up with a sawed off shotgun at Destiny USA.
No,
Like a
that's
nigga
OD.
from Syracuse.
I don't think.
I
With
mean,
a
I
sawed
know
off
that.
shotgun like ran up in the mall.
That's OD. I don't even know. I don't remember. I do remember that there was something going on campus. I don't know if it was exactly the time we were there or maybe slightly after I left. Where they found this guy who had like a bunch of firearms stashed in his off-campus apartment, and
Mhm.
they you remember that?
Yeah, I
They
remember that
apprehended
shit.
him
Remember that
before he
shit.
could do
That
anything.
was wild. Yeah,
is wild.
he was about to Rango the shit on the quad.
Yeah, I
like,
would have been quiet, yo.
and I think he
It
was
would've
like,
been super quiet.
I think he was studying abroad and he was gonna come back
Yeah.
and do it. Yeah, that was.
Or
the
he
whole
had just
thing.
come back from studying abroad, one or the other, but it was. I remember it was something
Like, what year?
He goes to London.
Plotting on people.
Like, when I get back, bitch. When I get back,
Y'all not ready.
Like, what in your mind is like, yeah, I had a great time in Europe. Let me just come back and light this bitch up.
Men's don't want peace.
America do that
Men's
to
want
you.
problems.
I mean,
Yeah.
no.
They do, but does Europe?
No, okay, yeah, but like that's just fucked up.
I get
Like,
You went
scared.
overseas, like Europe shouldn't do that to you. Well, actually,
I definitely do remember that shit. The sawed off thing and
That I
Destiny.
don't
Yeah.
know. That I don't recall.
I got lots of Syracuse stories.
I know.
I believe it.
Nah, after the third edition with the slingshot, anything is possible.
Look, I'm telling you, that was one
That
of the
was
most
fucking
wild
crazy,
days
yeah.
of
I
my
mean,
life.
we were on the edge every day.
Literally.
If you were in BBB, like,
Nah, bro, I realized
saw-
that, like, with Syracuse, like, bro, y'all don't got shit to
somebody
do.
got
Like,
stabbed on
yeah.
Marshall
Wait.
Street, right?
Wait, what happened?
Someone got stabbed on Marshall Street. I remember.
Yes,
Yes.
I remember that. I remember
Was
I
that
was
that.
like,
Rockers?
in my
Probably.
head,
Yes, that was crazy.
the first thought I had, like, obviously, I was like, that really sucks that this person
Yeah.
got stabbed. My second thought was like, not actual Syracuse bleeding at the Syracuse University. Y'all are supposed to know better than to come up to Marshall Street.
No, for
Like,
real.
what are we doing up on campus? No.
Yeah.
Too much. That's where I grew up, in Syracuse. I didn't go to SU. But
But
I
like,
was literally like, we know better than to be on Marshall Street. Like, it's all college kids. Like, what are you doing up there?
Right.
Stabbing niggas. Like,
no,
And it's like the
Right,
most
right.
random.
that's really beastie. Like,
It is like on a
Listen,
cobble street in front of Starbucks.
you're
Like,
like,
what?
what? Like, you
Like,
know what I mean? Like,
like,
that's
yeah,
not
I'm
the
such a-
hood, bro. Like, that's
no.
not where that shit happens.
Like in front
You
of the
are
thrift store.
right in front. There's a TJ Maxx on that block. Like, what are you
When did the TJ
doing?
Maxx on that block?
I didn't. Well, maybe
Did it
now
close?
there is.
Yeah.
on Marshall?
Because there
Oh,
was not
well,
one.
there used to be one. Damn.
yeah.
That would have been clutch, yo. You know how often I was like, damn, I gotta go to the mall to go to like a TJ Maxx? That's crazy. Nah, there's no TJ
My
Maxx on
heart.
Marshall.
Only
There
thing
was
is that
definitely a
CVS.
TJ Maxx.
You know they opened a Five Guys
There's a
and
Five
shit
Guys
now,
there.
right?
They have a Five Guys on
They
Marshall?
opened because they opened the Marshall, like the housing complex.
Oh.
So they
right,
opened a
right,
Five
right.
Guys and a Kung Fu Tea.
I mean,
Right
look.
there, yeah,
That's
Now
a
we
great
eating
combo.
good.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah,
to say.
it was a
Nah, that Five Guys came in
Bitch,
like
I
the
was
last like
starving.
4 or 5 months. So like I'm not.
That's how I
gonna
feel
lie.
about
These
Five.
are
Like,
just
I graduated and then they were like, we're switching to a building that has 20 studios and it's gonna be like
Us
50
with the-
times bigger. And I was like, alright, cool. So
Bro,
just,
O's
y'all not doing like a price hike on tuition. It's just like same price, better equipment. Alright, I guess.
No, literally O's like scholarship, HEOP and SSS. They like pretty much renovated like a whole like a part of a building and gave them podcasting studios and recording studios.
Yeah.
The year after we left,
But like every every laptop, or it had Macs in there with like fucking, I don't know.
Wasn't it Logic? Or
It was either Logic or something else, bro. It was just a random update, and they hired a guy to teach you how to produce.
That's crazy.
You can record in there, bro. Fucking Charles Rowley did a whole EP in there.
He recorded his whole EP in there.
I was just like,
our friend Gus started learning how to produce in there. Made like 10 beats.
They made this whole thing like the week of my graduation, like the whole graduation week.
I hate that shit.
I came into the office. They're like, "You want to be on the podcast? You have a whole like section. The shit is decked out like a whole studio." And I remember being in shit like, "Where was this 4 years ago?" Like, nah, Brett just came in. Like,
nah, I feel that. I was looking at the new facilities, like, so you had us fighting over
scraps.
3 little ass studios where everything was broken,
It's in the air.
so that you could build 8 new studios. And everyone gets to pay the same price. That's what made me mad. I was like, I feel like I should get a discount.
Right?
What?
You never got to use a new one.
No, not
You
one.
did?
No.
Never. Like, you
No.
did. So it's not as hurtful. And it's not as much of a betrayal
They're
to
like,
me.
somebody used to.
Right. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, they upgraded the whole shit, and I was like,
What are 3 studios now?
and I won't say who, but I was tight because they let this one artist at some point come back to the old Clyde and record his whole project there. And now they don't be letting alumni use the studios, and I don't understand how that is possible.
That's kind of
but
sick.
No,
I'm not
that was
gonna lie.
fucked up.
throws me for a loop.
Not y'all investigating.
No.
What kind of music they made?
I'm
We
not
saying
gonna say no names, nah.
you're saying you're going up to Q's soon though.
Yes, probably see my dad.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just up there not too long ago.
Do you
I'm
live
gonna
here
go back.
now?
Do I live there now?
No, here now.
Yeah, I live
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah. I live by Union Square.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Nice. City living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The city living.
No, what's that like? Casual,
I live on
like.
14th between 3rd and 2nd.
Oh,
That's
wow.
close to where
That's
I'm
nice.
Where my old school was. 15th and 1st.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice area. It's loud on the weekends for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone is turned up on the weekends. It's calmed down a little bit because there was like a 7-Eleven right across the way, and like they closed. So like it's like less drunk people hobbling around that area because it's like, damn, can't get snacks anymore. Like, and Dwayne Reed is closed. So
Damn,
you
y'all
know what I
bro.
mean? Like
It's crazy.
it's yeah, they shut
Wait,
everything
did
down.
we read their clothes?
Not that Dwayne Reed at the you're talking about the one at the top of the block, right?
Yeah, by 14.
By like by the park.
Yeah, by
Yeah. By Best Buy, the whatever that CVS
No, that's
or
what
Dwayne
I'm
Reed,
talking
whatever.
about.
Yeah, that one gone.
Oh,
They
damn.
relocated
Oh,
somewhere
yeah.
else. They got signs
Around the
talking
corner?
about like we're at wherever the fuck. I don't
The one with
remember.
the escalator in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember me and Tyler, we were
Stay
walking by and we were
Whatever,
like,
we read it, that shit was
why does
good.
everything look like it's gone in here? And then we like saw the sign and it was like, yeah, we're
That's
closed.
good.
And I was like, how do y'all right? They're like, y'all can't even go upstairs.
Okay.
I was like, so I just gotta like want beer or water. That's it. Like, I
You
can't
gotta
need
want it.
anything else. Like
Fuck the niggas. I tried to apply there in high school to just work. Niggas tried. I was.
valid job. Valid job for high
Suck
school.
their nose up.
Hmm.
I applied
Suck their nose
to
up.
like the Trader
No,
Joe's
it's
on
not
that
even
block
that.
too. Like,
Trader Joe's be moving mad.
man, weird, bro.
Bitch,
Like,
Trader
no, like I feel like I would be
Trader
so good
Joe's.
in this like job. I don't know. Like, I feel
They
like
rejected me, and I ended up working at a different
Oh my
grocery
gosh.
store. And I was like, how did I get rejected from Trader Joe's? That really hurt
Me
me.
too.
I feel like
Mad
Trader
Joe's-
charisma to
I
me.
I feel like Trader
That
Joe's don't
ass,
like
like,
black
or
people.
very
I feel like I have the
They
best
are.
personality,
Don't-
bitch.
They must have known. They
I
were
feel
like,
like
nah.
that's-
It was like, nah, your face too
Right,
sweet, bro.
they were like, no.
I feel like they got a black quota. Like they could only hire one every quarter
Yeah.
or 2 quarters because I
Facts.
rarely see a black person
Facts.
like working in a Trader Joe's. I know a good amount of black people that shop
Right,
at Trader
they
Joe's.
go
so,
there,
like,
right,
I don't know
exactly.
a good amount of us that work
Exactly.
there.
Nah, that's 100%
It's
true.
giving
The
racist.
lingo.
It really is.
The Lingo investigates. That's this episode.
We got Nancy Drew over here, ready to investigate every other sentence.
No, that
That's how you doing?
I'm okay. Did I just put myself on the spot by talking?
No, I was. We was coming down the line.
You know?
You know, you're the other half, the grad vibes over here. Another congrats to you.
Yeah,
I know.
congrats.
Thank you.
This shit's hard.
Congratulations to you as well.
Very much congrats for sure.
That shit is definitely hard.
So now,
Now niggas been waiting for this for like 5
So
years.
now that you've graduated, and me and you have spoken about this so many times, bro. I remember one specific day where I linked with you in Brooklyn maybe 2-3 years ago. You had a photo shoot, and we went to like BBQ and all that. That specific day is when we had the conversation of like, you were like, yeah, bro, like, you know, I want to push the music, this, that, and the third, but I need to finish school first. That's my thing. Like, that's first on the list. Like, I gotta get this degree and I just gotta finish. School done off.
As of
right now,
yeah.
you know? So
Something
what's up and coming in regards to the music? Like, because niggas have been waiting, you know?
They have been. They
Facts.
have. And I appreciate the
The
patience.
streets need it.
The streets do. What can I say?
They do.
Chill on me. But, yeah, I graduated about maybe give or take a month ago, 3-4 weeks. I was supposed to start my big girl job within the next week or 2 weeks.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Congrats.
I'm excited. So, I've been taking this month to really just, because, you know, there
Breathe,
is, you don't
yeah.
get, like, I've been going. Like, if you know me, you know that I take school extremely seriously. And I have since I was, like, 2 years old. So, I've been going for, like, 20 years, nonstop, just always thinking about, okay, what's next? Always having the pressure of what's the next assignment, what's the next thing I need to do, what's the next scholarship I need to apply for type shit. And that was like the first time that I actually was like, wait, I don't have to think about it. Like this is like, so it put me in a very different headspace. And I was able to get back to myself a lot because, to be honest, over the past maybe 2 years when I was in like my really ridiculous program, because it was really freaking hard, there were times during that 2 years where I was like, you know what, do I even want to, this will sound crazy, I know. Do I want to continue music? Is that really what I want to do? And kind of taking myself away from all of the other outside pressures really showed me, okay, like, this is you. Don't move away from what you actually want. And it gave me time to really come into myself, which is the second reason why I wanted to wait, because I knew I'm the type of person, I need to make sure I have all my ducks in a row mentally and all these other things to be able to handle what comes with it. It's not just a jump in and just go type thing, because there's a lot of shit people don't think about. So now I feel a lot more prepared in that space. I've been in the studio a couple times with a couple people y'all may or may not know, so that's nice. I've been dabbling more into the singing thing because, you know, I try to avoid that, but people have been saying they really like it. I'm gonna play some for you later. And I have a couple songs that I already wrote from since last year. I'm working on finishing stuff that is supposed to go on an EP. Might be more like a tape though, because it's longer than an EP, but whatever. And I'm definitely planning on releasing 1, if not 2 projects before the year is over. Right now it's just waiting on that first couple paychecks, and it's gonna be visuals. Like, that's my first thing I need to worry about. Visuals, and then comes recording the new shit, and then visuals for those. So that's my plan. But this is the time. Like, it's coming. I'm actually coming now.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that. I feel like things are kind of coming full circle.
Yo, that's amazing, because honestly, like, just these projects take so much time. Like you said, like, yo, waiting for those paychecks, and like those funding yourself is like always like the first issue, because I feel like a lot of people get ahead of their own funding in terms of like projects, and you gotta like dial shit back. So it's dope that you're already like lining it up, getting shit ready. So yo, it's amazing. Yeah, I hope the project goes well. Gotta hear some of that for sure.
Thank you. I actually agree with you that, you know, sometimes you can get ahead of yourself as far as that goes, and then dial shit back, which I refuse to do. Which is why I was waiting so long to like get my cash up, because could I have done more stuff within that time with a lot less? Yes, but I'm gonna always look back and say, I wish I did this better, because I experienced that with my first tape. I was like, all of these songs are fire, but I wish that I was able to do it the way I wanted to do it. I don't ever want to put out something again where I feel like I could have put more into promotion, but I didn't have what I wanted in order to do these things. And it is about being resourceful too. There are people who are able to do it with lower budgets and things like that. Like, it's not the issue. It's just more so what you want to portray yourself as an artist, like what you want your brand to be. And sometimes that influences how much money you need to be able to do that, to live comfortably and still do it. Because I don't really want to be a struggling artist personally. So yeah.
Respectfully, I feel like no one wants to get to that, like, be like a struggling artist, like definitely trying
Yeah.
to.
Nobody wants to struggle, period.
No.
Exactly.
The struggling shit's up the window, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
What else? What else about some new music? Jazz, I gotta hear some new, because I've been listening to What's the Issue like
Every day.
every day. I ain't gonna lie, at least like once a day.
I got some shit that I'm working on. I have an EP that's supposed to come out this year, and then a bunch of singles. And I'm just trying to do everything. I got something with that Malik produced with our boy Do. That's supposed to come out hopefully sooner than later. I just gotta get like the vocal stems from David, and yeah, man, like I'm doing a tape with my homie Nick. He like works with like OVO and shit, and so we're doing a tape.
Homeboy with
Yeah. You know Nick.
Yeah.
Huh?
He
He lost the
boy
computer.
who lost it, all his shit, but found it. God bless.
No,
God bless. It was
Yeah,
so crazy.
no.
We had a session set up, like, real quick. We had a session set up, and he comes in the session, like, the most flustered I've ever seen a human being in my entire life. Like it's like I've never seen someone so distraught ever.
I'm sorry.
He was-
That's
like
but- 'cause
me and
I-
him, like, make jokes about it now. It's like, he found it, so, like, it works out, but, like,
I just thought he was late. I thought he was
Right,
I thought he was
right.
flustered because he was late. Like, oh my bad. Like,
I was like, okay, like, cool. Like, he goes to, like, pay the dude, like, the rest of the deposit, whatever, for the studio. Then he's like, I think I left my laptop in the Uber. We said, you left your laptop in the Uber? And he was supposed to fly out after the session. So he had a suitcase with him. He was supposed to fly out after the session. And he was like, I don't know where my computer is. I don't know where my hard drive is. Meanwhile, this man has, like, unreleased, like, I won't say all the artists, but, like, unreleased shit that belongs to important artists on his laptop and hard drive. And he's like, yeah, but I don't know where that shit is. So he just dipped, and Malik stepped in and engineered the whole session.
yeah.
That ass, like, cause I was like, I was so grateful. I was like, I just told Malik to come to, like, pull up so that we could just, like just to, like,
They
have
put
the
that ass to
energy.
work. He
Like,
said, "Where
that ass, like, I invited both of them. I was like, yeah, like, come through. Like, we're gonna be in the studio. Like, just come chill. Then Malik was like, do you want me to, like, and I was like, can you please? Cause I don't know when this nigga's coming back. But luckily, he found all his shit. It was, like, on the porch of, like, his boy's apartment, like, just, like, off to the side. Like, I don't know if someone took it and, like, couldn't get into it and put it back, or, like, what happened, but it was just, like, it was just there.
God picked that up.
Nah, for real. He set his hand down for that, but that shit was crazy. And we were just all, like, it was a great session. Like, I mean, I had a great time. I don't know if you, I had a great time.
I don't know about you.
I don't know
I don't know if you had a great time.
but like, it was just like, it was so crazy. He was so fucking flustered. Like, but so, like, I would be, I would not even, as soon as I walked in, like, and he was like, I'll try and come back after him. In my head, I'm like, bro,
Ain't
just,
no way,
just
bro.
go to the airport. Like,
don't even hurt
don't,
yourself.
like,
bro.
like, that's already so fucked up that this happened to you. So, like, just,
No,
like,
that ass, like,
go to the airport,
prioritize
get
yourself,
drunk, like, you know what I mean?
that
Like,
ass.
go to one of the bars at JFK. Like, I know you're flying first class. Like, get some drinks or something. Like, just chill. But that's about homie Nick. And so we got a tape that's supposed to come out this summer. It's about 10 songs. And so that's like what the biggest project I'm working on right now is, where I have like 3 weeks worth of background vocals to finish recording, and then it'll be good to go to like be mixed. But all of my fucking vocal shit is always just mad stacked, so it's just like, it's very time consuming because you need everything to be basically identical, you know, so it like stacks up correctly.
I don't know that. Thanks for telling me that. You know, but I mean, I assume that's how, you know, frequencies and that kind of shit.
Because if you like,
This is
if
true.
you know what I mean, like if you do it one take one way, then you do a different take the other way, like, unless you are trying to balance them on top of, like, if you want it to be background vocals, they should really be identical, because like, otherwise you can, like, at least for me, like, I can hear it when it's like the backgrounds are not like
Aligned.
exactly, that's the word. Yeah. But So that's what I'm doing now. It's just like making sure all that shit is clean and tight because we did leads in the couple sessions like that we had. That was like the main thing we focused on. So I'm just doing the backings at my house.
Niggas can't copy and paste their vocals, like just like.
Nah, we get like phase. That's what was going on at Chloe's session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you just take the same vocal and try and copy it, like the frequencies, because they're the same, they start like it sounds like a phaser. So it's like. Like on top of your sound. Tell me that's not what a phaser sounds like. Tell me that's not what a phaser sounds like.
Nah, I always feel like I'm going to a session. I either gotta go like Malik or like someone I know who's like could like literally jump onto the computer because I feel like I'm not gonna go Dolly. What the fuck am I gonna?
And that's what's happening.
Yeah,
we had a session like a couple of days ago and like pulled up, hungover, like really used to sit down, and niggas like, yo, can you do this, and it's like, yo.
Yeah, I thought you wanted.
Can you pay me this, and this?
Yeah. Are we talking bread or like?
Nah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the importance of like having somebody that knows like sound and shit like that, both at sessions and at like performances. For the same reason of just like having somebody that knows how to like communicate with somebody else who does this shit. Like if I ever go to a studio with like an engineer that's already there, like the studio's engineer, like it just makes more sense for me to have somebody because if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about in terms of like actual terms, I could look at this thing and be like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. And he'll be like, all right, so this, that, and then it's like, it's like a middleman of communication.
Right.
Of like, all right, actual theory and like the actual terminology to the shit I'm talking about. Like I don't know what the fuck reverb sounds like. Like to me, it's like that's just a thing. Like niggas talking about all this reverb on the thing, and I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is that? Like I'm like, okay, cool. Like and like to me, like you could play something to me and add something very to me that's minimal, but to you makes a whole different effect on the sound. And I'm like, it sounds the same exact shit to me, bro. Like like there's a certain ear that I feel like producers have that's very different. Than like that's why like I respect people who like produce and like produce their own music for their own tracks or like produce like their own music and mix their own music because it's like I feel like it's hard to do that. It's hard to look at your own shit and like hear it a certain way because it's like sometimes that's why you need other ears on things because people are going to hear things that you're probably not. Like pretty much the exact reason why I invited like all three of them to the studio session today. Like, I pretty much invited everybody for different reasons. Like Des has like a whole solo track on the project. Me and Jess are probably gonna do a whole joint EP sometime either this year or early next year, whichever comes first, how our schedules line up. Me and Kay have been talking about doing a track for a minute now. So I was like, and Kay also makes like significantly different music than I do. Like I feel like out of the three, I feel like our music aligns up the least, like from each other, and I love that though because.
That's so funny.
But I love it though because I feel like it's two like completely different vibes of music. But I love that because it's like if you're in a session with me or I'm in a session with you, like we're hearing a whole different sound, but we can take things from how we record in our own processes to bring into each other's like sessions. So I think
I feel like that's like. I don't know. I feel like my problem that like because I literally went to school in Maine and like. I feel like I've been so detached from like the art world here that like it's so hard for me to even like find people that I want to like work with or like unless like they're like my friends and I know that they make music type shit because I'm just like I love y'all, like of course I want to make music with y'all, but also like I just want to know how to navigate like just cultivating an audience because I feel like my issue was like I've befriended like so many times and like I've enjoyed it so much, but it's just like I know that Maine, like the niggas in Maine that are listening to my shit, like that's not my audience.
Yeah, your music's not for Maine, bro. They're not for Maine. Like
I'm not making this for y'all niggas to enjoy. I'm actually talking so much shit about y'all. Like if you really want to listen to it, and like it's just crazy because I feel like the only time I really did get support was when I like did perform, and it was like I forced all my niggas to pull up type shit. Like I was like, if y'all niggas don't come, y'all are dead to me type shit, and like. It's just like I don't know, like
cool strategy.
That's one way to do it.
I'm like,
listen, y'all. Like, the campus is not that big, and I know y'all niggas is not busy, so pop the fuck out. Like,
before I beat your ass.
No, type shit. Like, and then, like, that's my issue. I feel like here, like, I be feeling so much love and, like, support and, like, actual genuine interest in, like, my journey as, like, an artist type shit, because it's, like, there's niggas that, like, reflect that and, like, are, like, in whatever parts of their journey type shit, and so, like, I feel like collective building is, like, so fucking important, and I feel like back there, like, I wasn't necessarily getting, like, that support that I was, like, looking for, or the support that was, like, encouraging, so I feel like that's kind of why I was just, like, there's a track.
Right. No, and, like, and pushing your music in the city, like, really teaches you that whole essence of, like, yo, your biggest fan is that as a stranger. Yeah. Because, like, bro, I performed at, like, a couple places just in the last, like, 2-3 months where, like, people come up to me and, like, ever since their first time seeing me perform, like, they're on every post, liking, commenting on shit. Like, we barely had barely had a 10-minute conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it's like people who genuinely just like, yo, like support. And that's the thing. It's so funny. I just started coming into this like a lot of like posts about like, oh, like people hate when like people call other people fans type shit. And I'm like, I know that because like I'm from the city. So when you call somebody a fan, it's like dick riding behavior. Like, oh, you being a fan. But it's like, no, I appreciate like niggas is dead ass fans, like not even no dick riding shit on like you're dead ass a fan of the art I create, like
no funny shit. And like I appreciate that, like
and I appreciate
the
like,
relationship that people cultivate with my music.
Trying to reclaim the word fan,
like
you know,
like tell me like so much weird shit. Like they be like, yeah, I fuck to your music. I'm like, don't tell me that. You're not gonna do that. But I'm happy you're doing it. Like continue.
I'm glad that that's still the case. Yeah. Because I remember you brought that up on Draco's episode when we did it in the sty, and you were telling us that. Nah, for me it's definitely like to you like I love tripping to your music, like I love tripping to your music. I really like smoking to your music. I really like driving to your music. Like, you know, like I feel like I have vibes with different people. I like getting ready to your music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like doing laundry to our podcast.
I made it.
I had to make it included. Everybody's voice like fits a different thing for me, and that's why I really like it. I was just telling Kay yesterday, like, my playlists have started to become a little more filtered out of like mainstream artists. I'm really just trying to listen to more of like people I know that make music because it's like it was funny. I was in Washington Square Park and this dude was like doing a YouTube video. Was like adding me on Instagram, and as he was adding me, he was like, you know, support is free. And I was like, it's funny that you say that. I don't like when people say that like out loud. Like, why would you say that? That's kind of weird. But it's not wrong. I told him I was like, no, that's a fact. Like, support is free, and like. I didn't like that you said it on some you should support me because it's free. I didn't like how he said it, but the phrase is facts. Like, support is free, and I appreciate, like, and that's what I'm trying to do with, like, my music, at least with, like, bro, streaming pays us pennies on the fucking dollar. Respectfully. Like, we get little to nothing from our streams. Like, so it's like, I try to at least provide you as many streams as I can. Yeah. Because it's like, even, like, for example, my shit Greens on Spotify has over 10K. Greens on its own cultivated me maybe, like, $4.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. Like, so serious? Yeah, bro. Like on the time, yeah. So it's like
nothing. It's nothing.
It's nothing, bro. When you go on Distrokid, bro, and you look at like the split, it's like .0006. Like
it's like, oh, I made $15.
I do. You use your name.
I use Distrokid.
I got like $15 for them niggas though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where that shit came from.
I don't know. Maybe switch
right?
to a different.
Yeah, switch it.
I'm thinking about
level. Definitely, I feel like maybe they pay out higher on the dollar because like
I ain't got no place. I got $15 from that shit though.
What?
Hell yeah.
It's robbing me, bro. I got 12 tracks out, maybe over 30K streams. I have like $20 on that.
I would switch to like if you can get into STEM ideally or use level. Like what?
AWOL. It's like STEM. We'll talk about it.
What are you doing?
See, don't hear
but like one of those things, or like Sparta FM, one of those like low distributors. Those are like the best, but I feel like the ones that are paid for, my favorite one that I've ever used has been Level. And they also like they pitch you to playlists, like they do a whole bunch of shit. Like shout out Level, put me on.
Yo, that ass.
I be seeing you post to everybody else.
Usually,
what's going on?
I don't know. I don't hear a lot of people like use use Level, so like that
Yeah,
was
that's my first time
surprised me.
hearing
Like,
about
oh, because every time I used to like, niggas used to ask me like what distributor I had, I would say that shit. They would look at me like I was crazy.
The person that started Level went to NYU, was like a grade above me.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Really?
that is fire.
Yeah.
You want to hear a fun fact I learned this week? The dude who started Distrokid went to Syracuse.
What?
Crazy.
Distrokid is a Blackstone Launchpad company.
Distrokid should be free for all Syracuse tickets then.
Actually,
You know it's never gonna happen.
That should be though.
I
Like,
said
should
no
be the
ID
norm.
number. I still remember it.
that'd be so smart.
Listen,
I've had like 3 college ID numbers. I'm lying.
ain't no way.
Syracuse,
You know what, me
Brooklyn
too.
College,
All right.
Brown State, yeah.
Nah, those never even like in my mind. Word putting. Anyway.
Word pudding.
Nah, yeah. Once I learned, I was like, yo, like he's an alum, like founder, CEO of Distrokid, and like I was talking at a panel for my. It was like the alumni group of like for people of color at Syracuse. So it was like their first inaugural like panel discussion, and a friend of mine's old boss is a moderator. He just casually told me that. I'm like, yeah, they could probably put you on to. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, why don't we talk about this?
On that note, nigga, then Distrokid should be free of charge for all Syracuse alumni.
I literally just
Yeah.
said that.
Like,
Well, actually, I don't think
literally.
I'm considered alumni, so anyone who went to Syracuse.
I feel like if you,
So
if
shit.
you
Exactly,
lived
exactly.
in
And
Syracuse, you should also
If you
get
live
free
in
access
Syracuse,
because like y'all
If
wouldn't
you're a college
have
student making
SU
music,
without
If
Syracuse.
you looked up
It would just be
Syracuse on a
blank
computer.
university.
if you applied,
Right. If at some point you thought about Syracuse,
You said the word Syracuse.
if that's ever come out of your mouth, anytime, any day,
Free Distrokid.
free Distrokid. That's my thing about switching.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's been my thing about
Capitalism
switching.
is killing us.
Like,
but Level is like $35 a year. You can release
That's just
200.
no, yeah, it's
or
not the
less, right?
Yeah, it's $20 a year.
$20 a
the
year.
funds isn't the problem with like yearly. My problem is with switching out of Distrokid is that
You lose all your shit.
you lose all your shit, like
Level
all your
lets
streams.
transfer.
You
Level
can-
lets you transfer.
Yup.
What do you mean?
Level you there's like a number.
Yeah.
ISO or something. I
like
don't know.
a
It's like
Social
it's like
Security
yeah,
number.
it's like
Yeah.
the code for your song, and they let you literally you just put the code in, and now it's released via Level.
Nice.
Deadass.
Because Distrokid has this like option of like leave a legacy
Yeah.
where it's like a $29 fee, non-recurring,
Yeah,
and it keeps it
Damn.
up even if you
They're
Die.
taxing.
even if
Bye.
you like.
Bad shit.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
not per that's per like project / song. Like
Fuck.
so like I would have to do it for all 3 of my EPs
Fuck,
plus my 2
no.
singles. So that's already like $200 just to keep all my shit
Right.
up even after I cancel my Distrokid. Like it's too much. That's been my big problem with switching.
This is why capitalism
I'm like I don't want to
is
keep
killing us.
releasing under Distrokid if I'm gonna still consider switching because then I'm just racking up this like this one-time fee shit. So I'm like
Yeah.
niggas for my one-time fee, nigga. That's like 8 shit I gotta pay the one-time fee. Like that's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
right. How is
I'm
it?
paying like
How is it a
$200,
one-time fee when I have to
I gotta
pay
do it for
every
8 times, like,
It's
you know what I'm
not. That
saying?
was more
If
than
it was
one time.
once for like all my
Right.
shit, I'd be like, cool. Even if it was like $50-$60, I'd still pay it.
Yeah.
Rather than me having to pay $29 for each and everything in my discography, like that's too much. Can't do it.
That sounds like a Syracuse company.
Right?
Yeah.
He sounded like he went to Whitman and learned some
Facts.
shit.
Learned a lot.
Damn.
Learned a lot.
He sounded like he learned some
Everybody
shit.
does.
That's
Oh my
wild.
god, yo.
He ain't black, so
He ain't black.
no.
I didn't
I
think
White
so.
guy.
That doesn't surprise
Yeah, I
me.
didn't think so.
His name is
What
fuck.
is he?
Name is
His
something
name is
Phillips.
So like.
Mm-hmm.
Still gonna send that fucking resume in though. Gotta be signed.
Something, bro.
You
Someone
come
gotta
up with
give.
something, bro.
No money for it.
Shit. What else is important? Today's the
What else is important?
Today's the 10-year anniversary of 1999 coming
It
up.
is. Today's the 12th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, today's the 10-year anniversary. Fuck the 2
Niggas
magazines.
is
Fuck
old,
the
bro.
2 magazines I pitched a beautiful ass Joey Badass
Bro,
interview
we're
to and didn't
old.
answer me.
10 years?
Yeah, facts.
Bitch, I was in middle school. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'll
same.
say
Like,
that,
niggas
bro.
was dead ass in
I
middle
pitched
school
a
listening to
great ass
Fire.
pitch, bro.
Yo.
Like a beautiful pitch,
10
bro.
years is
Like,
crazy, bro.
it would have
Don't
been
tell
a
me no
great
shit like
fucking
that.
interview, bro. I would have flexed that shit, bro.
You would have killed it.
I literally pitched a beautiful 10-year anniversary piece about 1999, like interpolating as well the like what 2000 is gonna be about because 2000 drops in 5 days.
Yeah, I know. Friday.
You know, so I was like, it's all in the same week. Let me do an anniversary piece interviewing him about how has music changed for you from being 17 being 27. you drop something going into your leaving your like teens, late teens going into your 20s to now leaving your 20s, late 20s going into your 30s. Like you were a kid going into a man, you did power, you did all this shit. Like how does that fuck y'all niggas, bro? Fuck y'all niggas.
Y'all know
taking my pitches,
exactly.
bro. That's really crazy.
That is crazy.
Yo, 10 years is crazy, y'all.
Yeah, I was really starting to think. I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
And that's still one of my favorite projects of all time. 1, 2, and probably my favorite project from anybody under the age of 20, bro. What? Like, when you think about it, like, nah, bro. I feel
that
like
shit is good.
Niggas who came up, bro. Nah, bro. Niggas who
like,
came up early 90s,
bro. Like you can play that shit right now,
bro. A lot of niggas who came up in like the early 90s, like, and started making like hip hop music into their early teens, like. Yo, when you think about it, like, yo, your wordplay was crazy, bro. Like, he made 1999 to 17. Mobb Deep made, what was it? They infamous at, like, 19, 20. Like, they were, like, 19 and 20. Like, when you think about shit like that, you're just like...
Shit, you're a little younger, I think.
You know what I be thinking about, though? I be thinking about Steezy.
Mm-hmm.
Capital C.
Yeah.
I be like,
I've
bro,
been
if
seeing
that
all
nigga
these
was
shit
alive,
recently,
bro, I
too.
feel like...
Bro, I was
like,
hoping...
I don't even think rap would be like this right now. Like,
Probably not.
it really wouldn't.
I don't even need more, but even talking about Steve's, like, I didn't even know, like, you know, where he committed his final act.
Yeah.
Was at UMG, but I'm just like...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I mean, I guess...
Jumped right off that video.
Yeah, he was...
I'm sorry.
Nah, K just jumped right off that bitch.
He did.
He did.
Like,
You know what that just reminded me of? What is that show?
I mean, that's
about the strippers.
P-Valley?
Valley.
Maybe, but
Hustlers?
I don't know. But there's a clip from the show where the lady's like, "I had an abortion. It was twins." And the girl's like,
Jocelyn's Cabaret.
Yeah, Justin's like,
damn,
Y'all
that was
really like
homicide.
that.
Sorry.
Okay, just
That
for the
was
record,
funny.
I love Capital C. That's one of my favorites. I'm so sorry. I don't
Please
know.
don't
No,
say
that's
that.
just what
I feel
happened.
like I've already been so traumatized about that shit, bro. I can't put no more emotion into it. I'm gonna just be sad all over again.
No,
I just feel like,
And honestly, like, even going back, someone remastered American Corruption
yeah.
on YouTube, and like,
Really?
bro,
Yo.
I spin that shit
That's
like
what,
every day,
yes,
bro.
That's one of my
It's such a
favorite
beautiful,
projects.
beautiful album, and like
It
even
is.
like listening to some of it is like, damn, he was telling y'all.
He was really saying some shit, bro. He was
Yeah.
man. I feel like, I don't know, like niggas be making like bangers and shit nowadays, but nobody really be saying shit no more. And like I know that like rap has always been like expression and like art and shit like that, but it's like.
Nah, bro.
Can
Like,
y'all
that's what I'm saying.
express
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Can you
Like,
express
that's what I'm saying, bro.
emotes?
I feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's why like I make that reference of like niggas who came up like in the 90s or who like were
Word.
born and raised in the 90s. Like their scope of music was old R&B, where people were storytelling. You know, like old R&B, bro. Like niggas will really tell you a whole life story within a track. Like, and that shit is beautiful. They grew up with old R&B. They grew up with the starts of hip hop, where it's like just heavy on wordplay, bro. Like it's super heavy. Your food is here.
I'm so
Go
sorry.
ahead. It's super heavy on
I was
like.
watching this shit for very long. Like,
It's super heavy on like wordplay. It's super heavy on lyricism, where it's like so. Then the rappers who came up under them are niggas who's focused on
Influenced by
wordplay and lyricism.
Yeah.
And then now you have a lot of people who like the niggas who's mainstream. They're really like they're looking at a lot of production shit, where it's like a lot of like hard beats, a lot of 808s, especially in the city, like where it's a lot of drill shit. So it's like the new niggas who's coming out. That's what they're following.
You think it's taken away from like the lyricism?
I feel like, I mean, hip hop has always been going that direction for the last few years, like where production was just taking so much of a heavier hand of like, which is funny because I feel like producers still don't get. I feel like producers still don't get enough respect and credit as they should, but production is really carrying a lot of fucking hip hop right now. Like a lot of hip hop is being carried by production. I feel like the art of storytelling, no Kendrick, you know, like it's just like. It's lost, bro. Like that art of storytelling, like the art of like wordplay and lyricism and punchlines is it's dead in certain places.
Right.
Like, you know, it's not like niggas don't really care. Like, you know, like that's like for a while it became like niggas who was just spitting bars. It became real rap. Like it became you're like you like old head boom bap. Like you're on the old school shit. Like. That's why, like, even Grizel did the best way to people, like, analogize them as saying they remind you of old school hip hop. But that's what, like, core hip hop, I guess, like, at least for me, always was, because that's what I was raised on.
But even so, like, they're, like, moving in a, a realm where I feel like they're kind of even straying away. I know, like for me, Benny, I think his last best project was the Tana Talk 3.
Right.
And just like, because I feel like that was like the perfect, like, lyricism meets fucking amazing fucking beats. Like, Danger fucking killed that shit. And I don't know, like, ever since...
Oops, sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry.
I think ever since he, I think he started working more with Jay. And I forgot what project it was, but I remember Jordan did a write-up on it. And he got it early. Fuck, I can't remember. I'm blanking on it, but I'm just like, yo, this is not that good. Like, you're not like talking to me like how you was talking to. We're talking about Benny the Butcher and like just like you're off the pocket that money was into about lyricism. What'd you order?
Island burger.
Ooh,
Nice.
good choice.
Yes.
I never had Island Burger.
What? I had it many years
It's
ago.
good.
But
That's why I told him I had it mad long ago.
I was eating that shit too much.
You eating it? See,
Last time I had it was
if
high
I
school.
stayed here, like if I was,
Me too, maybe
that would be
middle
me.
school.
Because this shit was.
Nah, yeah, last time I had the show next
It's a burger place or is it?
Yeah.
It's like Caribbean. You got like shark and
Yeah.
shit.
You can say that.
Mm.
They have some flavors.
That's so funny because I feel like the 2 times I've ever brought it up, you've made a face like you didn't like it. And I was like, yeah,
Island
and I was
burger?
like, oh.
I don't ever had it. I don't know why. But back to
You
Benny.
got off your tangent of Betty.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sorry.
I don't know. Like, I do think when you find those people who, like, they are telling you something dope. I think Baldy is doing that really consistently. Like, he just dropped something, Killing Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, like, he's switching up his flow. He is giving you different sounds, but still consistent lyricism. I think I love that one of his songs, he was talking about literally like a day in his life when he had to go pick up his son from his pop's crib, and he's like, leave the bud, take the pills, and then like he's walking you the whole shit. He gets in a fucking speed chase with the police through the song. And I'm just like, you're going through this whole thing. And it's just like there's rarely artists I feel like do like this whole like I'm gonna really paint a picture for you type shit right now. And like
I think part of the reason it kind of got here is because it started. Well, I won't say it completely started off with just lyrics being like the most important thing, because there were always artists that did different things, whether it be focus on lyrics, focus on talking about partying and bullshit or whatever, right? But I feel like the focus, not originated, but earlier on was more on lyrics, and then as time went, it was able to transition and phase into this because, okay, they weren't focusing as much on lyrics, but they were now focusing on, okay, I can bring a sense of musicality through the way that I'm rapping. But then people started to rely on that, and it turned into, okay, I'm going to focus on the musicality of the beat that I'm on and rely on that. So now I'm lazy and I'm not doing anything else.
I'm not going to say shit because I don't have to say
the same
shit.
shit that everyone else is saying about who I'm smoking on now and who's around the block or whatever, which is cool, but like, I feel like if you can't do much else past that, there's a pedestalization that has to happen. You can't be like up here with the greats and you can't say shit else really, and you're just relying on the producer's work to make something sound good.
Who you think out of the people out now, since we're not gonna do a Lingo Talk because all of us have done one, I guess I'll leave this as like our last like kind of like roundabout. Who you think now out of the people that are outside of like Kendrick, Cole, whatever, like those like whatever pinnacle niggas, who y'all think out of the people that are out now, no matter how lesser known they are or mainstream, are gonna be considered as one of the greats?
outside those pinnacle.
Outside of like, the pinnacle of like Kendrick, Cole, like people who like Drake, whatever,
Jay-Z,
like the Jay, like niggas who's like sanctified and like goated people already are like, obviously you have your respect and flowers, like.
I'm thinking the like the alt world or even like the alt comes in like I think Tyler is gonna be one of those.
Tyler,
is gonna be one of those names. I feel like with all those artists, I think what they all have in common is that like.
You don't think he's already there though?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because that nigga been in the like he been dropping shit since like Yonkers.
Yeah, but I
True,
don't feel
exactly.
like he's been getting that like flowers since. I think he's only been started really getting it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I think he's only really been started getting it since Flower Boy. And then since then, like, it's been just
but, like, that's
going and going
like,
and going.
towards, like,
yeah.
You know, like, just pop out and shit and you're like, you're one of the greats.
And then we look
and,
at
like, he also, I feel like he
Yeah.
switches a lot. Like, he has, like, an evolution of, like, artistry. Because, like, he's never just, like, the same. Like it's always like different.
But I would say for me at least I think Tyler's already there in terms of like one of the greats.
So someone like even like below that.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, my mind goes to women first because
of course that's who I was hoping. Yeah.
So
I was hoping y'all was going to go that.
Some of these you may not agree with, but also might have already been said. Maybe first person Doja Cat.
That's literally what I was
Second person Doechii.
Okay.
Doechii, I think, will be one. I think Lotto.
I think Lotto's gonna,
I think Lotto will be one.
Yo, shout out her branding team, bro. A rebrand is insane, bro. Shout out to her, bro.
I love it. Because I've been literally listening to all her music since she was on the rap game. Like, since I was 16 and she was probably the same age.
Yeah,
and she's
like
just
22,
been
24.
Yeah. She's just been going and going. And she does not, she doesn't flop. Like, she just does not. Like, she's just good. And
I'll do FK Twigs in there too if we're
going
down lane.
That's
and more like the alt side of that.
Yeah, especially just based on visuals alone.
Yeah, her visuals are pretty insane.
I would definitely do
Rico.
Oh yeah, I don't know how I forgot that.
She and like even like I feel like even with like you can tell that she was gonna have longevity because one, like she's always mad creative, two, and like the whole like Cardi situation shit, like Shorty was standing 10 toes. Like she was gonna hop in the crowd and like fuck niggas up type shit. She's like, y'all niggas is listening to me. If y'all niggas not listening to me, like don't disrespect me. But like and I feel like her creativity is like so good, and she like kind of like breaks the mold of like, cause like I agree with you like what you said, but I feel like those like artists still like align to like mainstream like OD and like what's reflective. So like yeah, they're gonna have longevity because like they're light skinned thick bitches and like they rap really well and they have good beats and shit. You feel me?
Except
and it's
Doechii.
like
except Doechii, yeah.
Oh yeah, except Doechii. But Doechii, she's just different. She's
built
different. Yeah, like she's fire. But like exactly, and so like I put her like Doechii and like Rico kind of like the same bucket type shit because it's like they like there's a lot of resistance, but like that should never move them. Like and like they stay so like loyal and like 10 toes down to like their fan bases and shit like that. And like I really fuck with like their music and like also Rico's lyricism. Like if you listen to this, she be saying some shit, bro. She be reading niggas.
I think also her beat
Baby
choice.
Tate as someone who I think could really become like a very much a staple of like what we consider hip hop when we think about it. I personally am a huge fan.
I feel like I need to get into her more because as of right now in my head, like I really like her features more than her tracks.
Fair.
You know, like and she goes off on her features.
I don't think I think she has room to grow.
Yeah. But she's doing it beautifully.
I think, right, and I think that's what makes me feel like she has the potential to go down as like a classic artist because I'm like, and I'm gonna also say this, weirdly enough, I feel like Sweetie might be able to pull it off. Only because she really seems like she went through like artist boot camp after already being signed. Like she didn't have to do that. That to me is like she wants to be better at the craft, and I think that's half the battle. Is like actually putting your mind to like, okay, I'm gonna practice, and I'm gonna like actually take into consideration what people are saying. I might be lacking here or there, and like went to an art. You know what I mean? Like she had a record deal. She didn't need to go to no artist boot camp. Like
record deal and a degree.
Right, like you know what I mean? Like you can get a job at something else or make music. Like you don't need to necessarily go and like learn anything per se. The focus is just the bag. But that's why I feel like she has the potential to be like a long-term classic artist because I'm like I really respect that sort of like, nah, I'm gonna go to this artist boot camp and I'm gonna try and get my lyrics up and I get this vibe, like all of that shit. I think that she has the potential. But
I'd say Lil Baby and
definitely
this close to
definitely
transitioning probably. I would throw Gun in there pre
lockup,
pre Rico.
Honestly, I think
a lot of YSL.
I think Baby for sure. You know?
Definitely.
Like, Baby
might be
like,
the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
Right now, like honestly, like
he's up there.
No, his numbers are
that nigga's everywhere.
They're crazy.
He's everywhere, bro. And the growth, like in the years,
he was just on the Ed
so,
Sheeran
like,
song.
exponential.
Yo, like
He's
he's
everywhere,
out of here.
bro.
He's out
Once
of here.
rappers start collabing with
Twenty
white people, that's when you know it's
Yeah.
Right.
That's a fact.
Two stepping with my. I said, is that Lil
Coyle
Baby?
Ray is about to go. I'm not gonna lie, Coyle Ray is
Ray.
starting
I
to
was
make
gonna
some
say
great
Coyle
moves.
Ray.
She's about to collab with James Blake, and I was
Yeah.
like, yo, and James Blake.
Crazy.
That
I was
shit,
like,
bro.
What the
That,
fuck that
I don't
sound
know.
like?
Nah, but when
That's
bro,
what
like, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm excited? Like one of my favorite tracks on her new project is Mustard's Interlude. Like I really like that shit, like a lot. Like down to production, shout out you for assistant producer. Like you know what I'm saying? Like down to the production, down to like the vocals of like. I really like her when she's soft. Like I really like her when she sings. Which is funny because like my first like favorite Coyle Ray song was Yes and At It.
Yeah.
Both of, and I
Yes.
love the like I
Yo,
love when
At
she
It was
really
my
on her
favorite,
shit,
man.
bro. But like one of my favorite tracks on that is Mustard's Interlude, so I'm very excited to see where she's gonna go. I really need her and the Benzino beef to stop like publicly. Like
Her and the father.
her and her father beef, bro. Her father and her really be going at it. Like he be on Twitter on some like I'm disowning her, like which is funny and like that's a very full circle moment. Okay, compared to our conversation yesterday. No, but like her father really be on some shit. Like they be back and forth, bro. He be calling her a hoe, like
Right.
he
really
be yeah,
wild.
bro. And she
He
like
wild.
came out on a live like, yo, you look crazy, like you're a grown ass man, like what's wrong with you, like so it's like a lot of.
This is
Not like
a
your
lot.
dad, you look crazy.
She,
right
and
now.
she was like,
Right.
and she was like, that's why I don't like to be telling
That's
people like
why.
I'm your child, bro. That's why I never tried to say like, oh, I'm like this person's child,
Mm-hmm.
like, and like I respect it because it's also like this thing of like a lot of people try to. Once people start to get a little clout in like the music game and they have like family who's in music, people always try to like charge up to nepotism type shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, a lot of us, like a lot of black families, like are not nepotism families, like,
Yeah.
like
Or-
you know what I'm saying? Like Jay and
Yeah,
them, that's definitely Blue Ivy. God bless her. She gonna be a nepotism baby,
Oh,
most
yeah.
likely. You know,
Yeah.
you know,
You gonna be the one to tell Blue Ivy no. You gonna tell the one to tell Beyonce.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's a billionaire family. Like between the two of them, Jay-Z alone, but like you know, like between the two of them, like. The Kardashian kids, those little biracial babies are gonna be nepotism babies. Like the Kardashian family is nepotism family, like you know, but they're not black. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like black families in general were never really products of nepotism. Even young baby Tate, I forgot who in her family.
mother.
Yeah.
You know, like
Something.
Doja Cat's pops is a producer, like brothers are producer, some shit like. So everybody got a lot of them have like little things, but a lot of them also have like. Bad family history where it's like
Exactly.
I
Can't be
didn't work with my
nepotism
family,
again.
like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, and so that's my big thing with Coy. But I think I don't know if I would say she's gonna end up being considered one of the greats, but I think she's in a beautiful path right now for like growth and really like getting more
I love Coyle.
music out there. I think her range is starting to show crazy, especially with this last project. Like I love when artists could show range within a project. Like it's great like that. Who else would I say?
I think these two are kind of on the same level. I wouldn't say that. I see like their potential for the potential type thing, and it depends on how they continue to move from here on out. Ruby Rose and Flo Milli.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I
For
think-
sure.
Agreed.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm talking.
I'm talking.
No
I
back
think my biggest problem is that like what's super needed right now in this day and age is like consistency,
Yeah.
which is where I see my problem with potentially Rico,
Mhm.
like at times because it's like, and that sucks because it's like it sucks that like you need to consistently be making content and dropping shit for people to consider your relevancy when it's like it's whack, like or at least people meaning peons, like we're peons, like we are the peons. Like, the industry niggas is not like you know like you exactly. So it's like that. I see that problem potentially with Rico. I see it with shit. Thank you. I see it with like Flo. Flo gets on nice ass longevity waves of content, and then she might quiet for a little bit, and then content. But Flo Milli, I feel like when she drops her shit, she gets pushed to a forefront because her shit is so good, bro. Like that last project, all the content she made, all the visuals she made, like that shit was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like. So definitely Ruby Rose, I feel like she needs to capitalize on a lot of her shit.
Right now she's going crazy.
Right now she's going crazy.
Yeah,
But she needs to capitalize. She already got a lot of people watching her face, bro. She got mad people watching her face already.
She can be one of the ones to go. Even and Flo Milli too, going into like more modeling stuff, going into like
Brand deals, makeup, up,
can
all
do a
that
lot.
stuff. Yeah, bro.
Similar
Like,
to
I feel
Sweetie,
like
they're
that
on
shit
that
now
same
be
wave.
like so oversaturated with like other random like influencer niggas, because it'd be like pockets of like little micro celebrities that be like cheaper, and like I feel like a lot of brands don't really be wanting to put like or attach to like certain artists that they don't really know is gonna be like consistent, or they don't like that aren't already blowing up type shit. So I feel like they be reserving that shit for the niggas that are already big, or like the other niggas that they can just like.
Who works for the middleman?
Yes and no. It also depends on how they're thinking about business, because if you're really business minded in a different way than just, okay, let me just give this whoever's gonna give me all this money right now. You know, you have to jump on things right before they get hot.
Yeah.
And so getting on somebody like Flo Milli or Ruby Rose or people on that kind of level, it's like you see the potential already, like you said. That's why I kind of like agree and disagree with the consistency thing, because once you get to a certain point, or once people know what to expect from you, the consistency becomes less of a problem, because every time you drop now, niggas is like
they waiting.
Yeah.
Because they
anything that's better.
It is
to me.
No, exactly.
Maybe I'm because you know how I am.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm like, what's the word? Biased.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's a different feel. Like, everybody's still waiting on Rihanna to drop something.
Facts.
Now, Rihanna is a totally different level, of course, but on a micro scale, that can honestly push you further than, okay, let me drop a song every week. Let me do rush shit. Drop a song every day, and eventually one of them will pop.
Yeah.
It's like a supply and demand thing.
Facts.
So if they're business minded enough and they're smart enough to move right, they're gonna be giving people like that opportunities, because they see what they can do. And then they're like, okay, if I jump on this train before it hits this station, we're going to go up from there.
Yeah.
Versus getting on somebody that's already hot. People are not tired of seeing, but, you know, people do have short attention spans. It just depends on how you get at them.
Right.
With those
it's so funny. Spans. This feels like that felt like a roundabout comment to like our original point on your episode about trends and like hopping on trends.
You know,
and it's so funny, like I'm looking around this room and this is like an entire room of people who doesn't like to hop on any trends. But we like might sacrifice doing it for the sake of like whatever, like once or twice, like you know, like even you don't hop on trends, you know what I'm saying? But you did the London freestyle, for example, like just to reuse a beat that's like popping right now as like again a marketing thing, and that freestyle was fucking hard, like.
It was.
Shout out Bia.
Fine
as hell.
That was.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like even stuff like that, like no, but like I hear you fully. I think yeah, and it applies to like of course like bigger names. You see it more clearly, like with Jay, like with Drake, like with niggas who don't need to be consistently like putting out content because like they're already.
I think every artist you have to find what your thing is. Cause
no,
like,
that's true.
Because
there's some smaller artists now, like Baby Sosa and like Clip and shit, and they be doing shit for like Margiela.
Even Pink Panthers.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like words. So it's like. I don't know. You gotta like really see like what people are gravitating towards.
Because like Pink Panther, she was posting on TikTok every day song before she dropped anything. You know, when she finally dropped, like niggas was already there for it. Versus like a Russ who like put a song out every week for like 2 years.
And niggas was hating on him crazy.
And then gets 200 mil from Colombia because he has a catalog like 200 songs long.
Yeah. It's like
and
class could
yo, I feel like he's a very not to get into like a whole Russ tangent, but I feel like he's a very like specific thing, like niche, because like with him, bro, like I remember I was listening to Russ's music before like niggas started fucking with Russ, and that's when niggas was hating on Russ. And so niggas was hating on me because I liked Russ. They're like, you like this white boy? I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I used to fuck with his shit. Like, I really liked his sound, like his overall voice. I was like, yo, this thing could go crazy. And then, bro, dropped his last shit. I'm looking at it, bro. Jadakiss, Benny, Mad Feet. I'm like, Conway. I'm like, yo, this is sick, bro. Like, but it's like, I'm very, like, I'm happy for him as a person. And it's funny because in the last couple years, I get a lot of like random videos on my IG of like just independent artists, and there's like a lot of interviews where he did about being like an independent artist of like like not being signed and dropping so much music and doing this, and like where he regretted and where he didn't, and like that's just like a whole different way. There's never one way to make it in this shit, bro. No. And it's funny because it's okay. And it's okay. It's funny because 21 like just dropped. Like there was another interview and 21 Savage was like, yo, like the success rate of a rapper is so small. And, like, people don't realize that. Some y'all niggas need to give it up. And I was like, all right, that's a little, that's a little, like, harsh. But, like, but he's not wrong in terms of, like, the success rate of it. But it's, like, again, what are you quantifying and qualifying as success? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like you said, there's people who are might be lesser known, but they're doing shit with big ass brands, with designers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, on top of that, shout out Meg. I think Meg is another person who I will say like is definitely already like on a great pedestal of being one of the greats, especially in the South. But overall, like I think she's South certified. Like Houston, like the South, like she's sanctioned. I feel like she's already like goated over there 100% as a great. But I feel like in general, but she just modeled and like was the face of
Coach
Mugler. No, it wasn't Coach, it was Mugler.
Oh,
and it was beautiful to see a woman who, I guess in this day and age, you know, is considered a plus size when you're just a thicker woman in a designer like that. Like because it's not, you know, it's not Coach. It's not like brands that like, okay, you know, it's not brands that are like somewhat accessible to us. No, it's shit that's dead ass luxury, high brand fashion name. Where it's like the only people we see in the city wearing it like that is the fashion niggas in Soho and Harlem and the scammer niggas who scam the shit and get it.
And
you
the
know what I'm saying?
in the Upper West Side.
Exactly, like you know where it's like very specific niches. So to see somebody full bodied and somebody who's doing rap, bro, like Meg don't push nothing but rap. Meg don't sing. Meg push rap, bro. Mm-hmm. To see somebody doing that like in a brand like that is like a beautiful thing because, you know, it exemplifies like different lanes of like making it. She did CoverGirl a couple months ago, like you know, like you said, I feel like women in the industry, especially, they have like a lot of lanes they could go with like expanding on content with modeling or brand deals or this, that, and the third. But shit, honestly, I'm excited to see like. I'm excited to see like this room of artists like make it. Like, there's so many people I've met in the last couple months where I'm like, I'll look at them and I'll be like, yo, like. Or I'll look at their content, I'll be like, yo, you're such a great fucking artist. I wish you had better content. Just like, out, bro. Like, not even you were consistent. I just wish you had better content, like, to promote. Or better, like, shot things or better mix things. Just shit that I could, like, because I love, like, you make great music. You really have the potential. It's, like, brand building and this and that. And, like, you know, you could lack consistency if the quality is amazing every single time. Exactly. Like, you know, you could lack that. But if you're lacking consistency and lacking quality,
what you doing?
You're playing yourself. There's no business ethic there. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up because we've already went over the hour. Huh? What happened? What she said?
You said what the business scares you.
Capitalism is literally the devil, y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's personal. It's okay. I'm gonna get over it. It's fine. I'm just like, fuck, bro.
Fuck capitalism.
Infiltrate the system to dismantle the system.
That's not how that works.
It's not necessarily.
I'm validating the system that's gonna like exploit the fuck out of me, like, and like, okay, like, my activism needs to be validated by the system, bitch. Fuck that. Like, how am I challenging the system if I'm within the fucking system? How the fuck that work?
All things are fair. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's okay. It's just existential shit I go through like every day. It's fine.
You need a podcast.
With that being said, y'all, it's your homie ATM.
It's your boy O.
And it's your homies K, aka Kayla Fate. It's your homies Jazz, aka Jazz Makes Music. It's your homie Des, aka Des the Problem. It's your homie Malik, aka Malik English. And we are the Lingo, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay up, stay safe, be easy.
Shit.